We're about ready to start the Board of Works meeting today. Before we do, we're going to do the pledge, and we're going to have an invocation. That invocation is going to be a member of the clergy of Connersville today, and whether or not you want to participate is just fine. If you don't want to participate, it's okay. Whatever business you've come here today to do will have no bearing whether you participate in the invocation, and we open that invocation up to anybody that would like to do it. If you'll just call my secretary, she'll sign you up so you can do it. And the invocation is given for the benefit of the board. So with that, we're going to stand. Our city attorney, John Baker, is going to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you remain standing, please. We have Eric Hopkins today, who is a wonderful part of our community, to come. Bless us.
Please bow with me. Father, I ask today that you help these public servants guide and govern our community with order and compassion. Look upon this assembly and fill them with the spirit of your wisdom. May they always act in accordance with your will, and their decisions be for the peace and well-being of all concerned. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, very much.
Start our meeting. The first item of business will be roll call.
Jane Oakley.
Present.
Fran Schoenwald.
Present.
Leonard Urban.
Present.
Mike Bishop.
Present.
Ron Colier.
All are present. We have a quorum. We can do business. Reading of the minutes of the last meeting.
Your Honor, I'll read the meetings and make a motion that we accept them as so stated for Monday, June 17th, 2013.
Second, please.
Any additions or corrections? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Everybody will remember to turn their phones on vibrate or off, please. We have a request for a bucket drive today from the Knights of Columbus, and I think Mr. Payne is going to represent them.
Hi,
Come on up to the podium. State your name and address so we get it in the minutes properly.
my name's Richard Payne. I'm with the Knights of Columbus. My address is 3601 West, County Road 75 North in Connersville.
He's got a lovely daughter, same age as mine. Lovely.
Thank you. We'd like to have our annual Tootsie Roll Drive to benefit the Special Olympics of Indiana. It's managed through the Knights of Columbus, the state of Indiana. And we'd like to hold that on Friday, September 13th and Saturday, September 14th this fall.
We've done that year after year.
Year after
What's your pleasure, board?
So the corner's open, is it open, is those dates open?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the bucket drive for the Knights of Columbus.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to okay the bucket drive for the Knights of Columbus on the 13th and 14th September. Any discussion? About there, have any objection, problem? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried, man, you got her.
Thank you all very
You're
much.
welcome.
Discussion of fireworks and infield parking, I think we got this taken care of. I don't see Mike Sparks. We've got it covered, do we not? What the question was, I didn't know it, but in the past, they had charged $3 a car to park in the infield, and that money was supposed to go to whoever was in charge of the fireworks for the next year toward a down payment for fireworks. Julie and I were neither one aware of that, because we took it over about 2 years ago. Before that foundation had it, before that the American Legion had it. Well, the American Legion could do that because they were doing it. We couldn't allow a private person to collect $3 a piece on city property. That would be wrong. We just couldn't allow that. So I think they've worked it out. There'll be no parking in the infield. Is that right?
No parking in the infield.
Because we have a stage down there, and it would be dangerous. Right, Fire Chief?
Plus, the fireworks are,
Just what, let's get fireworks all taken care of while you're up there.
the fireworks
Can I
are,
get up here with you?
Yes.
actually, they need more call-out area this year for the amount of fireworks. So we have a smaller infield, so that works better.
So I need a resolution for you, no parking in the infield, and nobody can charge for parking for the fireworks in any place.
I'll make that statement as so stated by the mayor. Make a motion.
That's what you want, right, guys?
Well, yeah, and I also want to get on here also that the parking, the only parking in the park will be for handicapped vehicles only, and that's ones with placards and plates, or disabled vets, whatever. Everyone else is going to be over into the 14 acres, told to park in the 14 acres where we'll have places to park, and the Kmart parking lot. We have motorized transportation to get people from the Kmart parking lot and 14 acres over to that area, or they can walk, whatever. We have two tractors with real nice transportation carriers on the back. And so, and only people in the park is handicapped people. There'll be officers on every gate. This is gonna be starting around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's got several activities going on, but there's a lot of things in the grass going on that day. There's really no place for them to park except a certain amount of people for handicap parking only. So I just want to get that out, that handicap parking only.
There'll be music on that stage right up till fireworks, and that's why they don't want people down there. Now, you're okay in all of this, so you need to get that in the motion, that only handicap parking in the park. And then they'll have these two transportation units that are pulled by tractor to take you over into the park if you park on the Kmart or park over at the 14 acres. And have you checked with 14 acres, is that fair?
Yes, the Fair Board did,
That's-
or, I mean, excuse me, the Bicentennial Committee checked
And
with
we're
the
all
Fair
right
Board.
on that.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. And why I'm on this subject of the Bicentennial, and I want to bring up the 4th of July, I want to put out that, you know, the parade route's going to
Wait a
start.
minute, let us get this settled first.
Okay.
Let's get fireworks settled. Read the motion to us, Julie, if you can.
Only handicap parking inside the park with no infield parking and no charging for parking anywhere in the park.
That's the motion.
I'll
Do
make
we
the
have a
motion.
second on it?
I'll second. No
Okay.
problem, Jane's fine.
All right. Any discussion, anybody here? Okay. Any discussion among the board? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, we got that. Now you go ahead with your street.
Also, on the 4th of July, the parade starts basically at 27th and Grand Avenue. But 27th, all the way back
The
to,
6th of July.
on the 6th of July. On the 6th of July, 27th, from Park Road over to Grand, we need to keep the parking. People live there, can pull in their drives or whatever. If you don't have a drive, we'll make some kind of exceptions, but we need to have that street clear of all cars that park in front of their houses. A lot of them have driveways, but there'll be aisles on both sides to where they can get to their houses and leave too.
That's where you're lining up.
Yeah, we're gonna stage there, and also they'll probably go over into the park of 14 acres also. From that point, from 27th down Grand to 9th, I need all them parking places along them streets need to be, nobody needs to be parked down that Grand Avenue all the way down to 9th Street, or on 9th from Grand over to Central, or on Central from 9th all the way down to 5th Street. That goes the same for 5th back over to Grand, because we're gonna go back up Western. We go back up Western, the same deal. You get above 18th Street, don't want any cars parked up there up to 24th, because we get up to
But you all
24th.
be posted.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get them all posted, yeah. And when we get to 24th, we're shooting right back to Park Road to get them all back up in the area where they staged at in the first place. And all 24th Street needs to be clear also. So I'm gonna have the press put something in there about that. Also, the radio station, and tell people this, because we go down there that morning, and we have cars and we can't get in with the owners, we're gonna tow them. Because they're being told and they're gonna be posted, and so they need to have their cars off this parade route, including the staging area. And, other than that, I know last I heard they had 100 units. And I know they probably picked up some more since then.
And they're big units. There's a lot of great big units.
So, and when they come back up Western, whether it's, you know, depending on what our crowd situation and everything else, that's more like the escort back up. But if there is people over on Western watching, you know, we'll have to watch too. They can't, also want to put down, you can't be standing on railroad tracks. You know, it's illegal to stand on the railroad tracks, and the railroad people really get upset over that. So that's something we're gonna watch for too. Other than that, it's gonna be a big parade, and I would suggest that everybody's gonna watch it, just be on Grand and be on Central and 9th Street, and you'll see it all. And I don't think they got that many people really marching or walking in this parade, I don't think. I think they're trying to discourage
It's a
it.
long parade.
So,
All right, I don't think we need any resolutions or anything on parade route or anything. We already okayed that, John. That's,
Yep.
okay.
That's right.
Everybody's heard what the wants done. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a request for an outdoor concert at the AMVets July 6th. Jeff Reibel.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
My name is Jeff Reibel. I run Sundog Productions, and with conjunction with the AMVets, we're putting on a Veterans Appreciation Day. They're gonna have a hog roast. We're gonna have a band that night. I also know you guys have
What day
an
is that,
ordinance in
Jeff?
place. Pardon me?
What day is that?
That is the 6th.
Same day as the parade.
Yes. Like I said, they're gonna have a hog roast. They'll have beer gardens outside. This is all on their property. Then I have a band playing from 7 to 11. I know you have a noise ordinance that they have to be shut off by midnight. That's why I moved them up, so we would be done well before midnight.
You don't need our permission for any of that. It's on your property. You're doing it. You follow the rules. You gotta be done by midnight so people can go to bed.
Not what I was told. Deputy
I
Chief
can't
called
see-
me and said the ordinance reads you have to come down here and get
They were
permission.
gonna, it depending on how long they were gonna play, remember we ran into
Yeah.
that before?
But it's at 11 o'clock, so.
Okay, so
We don't need to get into that, do we, John?
Not if we're gonna quit that early.
if you're stopping at 11, you'll be fine. But we've had in the past some deals where they wanted to go over and they'd go to midnight and 12:30, and man, we had people calling everywhere.
I'll guarantee you it'll be shut off by midnight. You won't hear a thing after that.
You won't have any trouble from us because you're on your own property, you're doing your own thing. You don't need any permission
As long as
from
you're
us.
not being noisy.
I'll thank Dennis for coming down here and getting on TV then.
Thank you.
Well, you look nice with your whiskers. I like it.
Thank you.
Start rocking.
No problem.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fireworks, 2014 JCs. Is anybody here from JCs today? Okay, we understood that they were going to take that over. You might go call Charlene or Mike and see. We would love to give that to them, would we not?
Yes.
And they take it over. Okay, we'll kind of pass that for a little bit. Bucket Drive, homeless shelter, Ken Fuller.
He's in Florida.
How'd we get down on there?
I don't know.
I think he was on here last time.
On the last time too, yeah.
Ken Fuller? He forgot
It's the
again.
second time.
Well, we can't do anything on that then. We have resolution 2013 and transfer into park 361050, non-reverting, and we have resolution 2013-32, transfer motor vehicle 716, from fringe to unemployment. Resolution 2013, that's all we can do, okay. If we can do those two, 2013, 31, and 32, unless you guys have a problem.
No, I move we approve resolution number 2013-31 and 2013-32.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Very simple. You know, last time I brought before you a new union contract with the utilities. You voted it down 4-1. And so I received a letter from the union man, Mr. Bob Fox, and he has indicated to me that his group is willing to roll the contract as it is today over, and it would run until June 30th of 2016. I think it's a good offer. They haven't had a raise in 5-6 years. They haven't had any benefit change. We did change a little bit in their union contract. We allowed some changes in there we made for people that are promoted that have professional licenses or have a rating to do a specific job. We've allowed for some of that. But I would like to recommend to you today that we go ahead and do this. I think it's a good offer from the utilities. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. John and I have gone over it. We've got the resolution 2013-33 in your book. If we can pass this today, I'll take it to the council tonight for funding or approval. They have to approve it, and we'll be done with this for a long time for me.
Can I ask Bob Fox something?
Yeah, he wasn't planning to speak, but I'm sure he will. Bob, come
Oh,
forward.
yeah, Bob, I didn't know there were any changes at all. Did I miss something?
That's correct. There's no changes to the labor agreement. It will run for 3 years without any changes, just the expiration dates.
All right, well, I thought you indicated there were some
No
changes.
changes, no.
Okay, I see.
No
All right, I
changes.
misunderstood you.
No. We just rolled it over as it was.
Right,
Changed the dates, the beginning and end.
yeah. Right.
Actually, we're running behind anyway because it expired.
That's correct. It expired I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Well, today, is today the 1st of July?
Yeah.
Expired yesterday. So
So
I'd like to get this going, we'll be done with it.
that's the reason why I'm here today, because, our contract's expired. And we need to get this issue resolved, and we feel like that, we made this offer to mainly just to move ahead.
I think there is a clause in here that we can request to open for wages and benefits each year during the 3-year period.
That's correct.
That was originally in here.
That's right. It's always been in there at any time, either party, could sit down and
I forget,
and do that.
30-day notice or whatever it is, 90, I forget. I hope I think you've had this since Saturday. We had a hard time getting them out this time because we had so many resolutions to get ready. I'm open for discussion. Or a motion, whichever you prefer.
Mayor, I'd like to add one other thing, if
Yes,
I
sir.
could. In the future, as we move through this, if this contract's ratified with the Board of Works and the City Council, I would highly recommend that members of the Board of Works and a representative from the City Council attend negotiations. And I'm not trying to imply that, you guys are the smart ones and you figure it out. That's not what I'm saying. I think it provides some good insight for our men that are at the bargaining table to hear where you're coming from, and also provide some good insight for you to see where our men are coming from. So I would highly recommend to take some time, and we're very flexible. We can meet late in the evening, so you're not missing your work during the day if you have a job. So please consider that in the future.
Any discussion?
I see no reason not to ratify this contract as an extension the next.
It's actually a new contract rolled over for 3 years.
I'd make the
It's not
motion
an
to accept
extension,
the
it's a
contract.
rollover of the contract, we're accepting the original contract.
I'll second.
Okay, you made a motion and we got a second. Discussion. Anybody, I see a couple of union members here, any discussion you would like to make, or? Bill, Dave, you got any discussion?
Oh, I think we're good with it.
Okay. Everybody's all right, we'll have a roll call vote.
Jane Oakley,
Yes.
Fran Schomel,
Yes.
Leonard Urban.
Yes.
Mike Bishop,
Yes.
Ron Coldiron.
Yes.
You have ratified that resolution 2013-33. It will go to the city council tonight. Thank you so much. We have a like resolution. This is the approval of the purchase with Superior Oil to buy the burned out property just north of Reclaimed Energy. We've been working on this for almost 5 years, and we finally have a purchase agreement, and we're ready to move forward. I'm opening it up to you for discussion. Again, you've had this since Saturday. I'm sorry you didn't have it longer, but you all knew it was coming. The reason we're allowed to handle this in this way is because we're selling it for the appraised value or above, for economic development purposes.
This is a Pramco agreement.
Well, we got the property from Pramco some
Okay.
months ago. City now owns it. We're going to transfer it to Reclaimed Energy, their parent company, Superior Oil, and they're gonna redevelop it. We have had many discussions, one as late as last week, and they are anxious to get this done. They've told me they're gonna build a new office complex on the corner.
Yes.
I think they're gonna build some garages for their equipment. It's gonna look nice on that corner. This is a big step in making Western Avenue look nice.
Yes. And we received $70,000.
Right. Now, that 70 will not come to the city council or to the city. It will be given to the Economic Development Group after expenses, and I can tell you there's a tremendous amount of expenses against it. There'll be very little money to transfer, but Economic Development Group has funded this entire project, and we're doing it for redevelopment. We have no expense in this. Every expense, taking out the tanks, phase 1, phase 2, three times, they paid for all of it. Attorney fees, they paid for, and they will pay for the transfer out of the 70, and whatever's left will go to economic development. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Mayor, have they told you, or are you at liberty to say exactly what they're gonna put in there?
I just told you, they're gonna build an office complex.
I understand that, but what are they gonna do with the rest of the property? I mean,
I think it'll be parking for their big trucks and stuff, and
oh, great.
they are a company that is really great to work with. I think there's 48 people working over there. Our hopes is they'll expand, but they keep their property nice. They have an excellent relationship with IDEM, except for the little hiccup out here dumping the paint thinner. They are a wonderful company. They have kept in touch with our fire chief. They've met with me 3 times. They're just good, and IDEM really respects them. And that's why the spill went as smooth as it has so far.
Mayor, we've been involved in this with ADG for the last several years, and I'd like to make a motion to move forward with this sale of this property, Resolution 21334.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. And Ronnie's right. We started this when Doug Howard was the acting economic development director. And we've been through one economic development director and none, and looking for another one, and we're still working on this, but now it's gonna happen. So, any discussion? Anybody out there come here to discuss that today? I can tell you, I think it's a great thing for the city to finally get it cleaned up. So we'll have a roll call vote.
Jane Oakley?
Yes.
Fran Schomel?
Yes.
Leonard Urban?
Yes.
Mike Bishop?
Yes.
Ron Coldiron?
Yes.
Thank you. You passed that 100%. We're ready to go on with that. Okay, we have resolution 2013-35. We have come to an agreement with the meter company. Again, this is another one. We have been fighting this since 2005 or 6 when I was on the city council. And we negotiated without going to court. We've come up with a cash settlement. The cash settlement basically says this, they're gonna
I
give us.
believe, Mayor, that I think confidentiality was one of the
Okay, we're not allowed to say what we get.
requirements. Yeah, we agreed with them that this would remain.
I thought we had to tell.
No.
Okay.
All we have to do is advise that there is a resolution to
Okay, the
settle the matter.
resolution
for
and
cash.
everything is in it, you've read it. And I would have liked to got a better settlement, but we didn't want to go to court and waste a lot of money on attorney fees.
Basically, this is replacing some water meters
And
that we
money.
felt were defective, and
Right.
this will help us change brands to
Right.
one that we feel is more dependable.
We're not gonna buy any more. They're gonna give us the number it says in there so that we can carry on for a couple of years, and a cash settlement, and we're done with them.
I think they're going out of business, anyway, aren't they?
Well, one of their supplier companies is going out of business. They're gonna remain in business, but I'm not sure they're gonna make water meters.
Okay. Well, I move we pass resolution 2013-35.
Second, please.
Okay. Any further discussion? Anybody out there? Bill, Dave, you both agree with it. You were in on the negotiation.
Yeah, we would like to have a little better settlement, but we can live with that.
And we have got some settlements through the years. They furnished 700,000 worth of meters at one time. And so it's not just this settlement. We'll have a roll call vote.
Jane Oakley?
Yes.
Fran Schomel?
Yes.
Leonard Urban?
Yes.
Mike Bishop?
Yes.
Ron Coldiron?
Yes.
That's a done deal. You voted unanimously to accept that settlement, so we're done with that. Okay, Marlene Grimes, Aussies, date July 21st.
My name's Marlene Grimes, and I'm representing Aussies. We are having our American Legion Rider NASCAR Foundation Cruise for Kids. We did get approval for July 14th, but we needed to get a rain date. of
It is,
July
right.
21st.
Oh, okay, so this is just an alternate date.
Right, just an alternate date.
Chief, you see any problem with that?
No.
Yeah, all they want is an alternative date, so if something happens on the 14th, they can move to the 21st.
Tell us again what you're doing, would you?
Excuse me?
Tell us again what you're doing, what you're planning.
We're having a benefit for NASCAR Foundation, Cruise for Kids. It's to send disabled kids or children with cancer, leukemia, to Victory Junction Camp. It costs like $2,500 a weekend for these children to attend, and we are helping send them to these camps. So their family won't be out any money.
Good.
I'll make a motion, Your Honor, that we allow the AMVETS, or excuse me, Aussies, to have a grace period of July 14th to the 21st in the event of rain. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Anybody out there? Chief, you see it.
It's okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, department matters. The first one will be Bill Ammerman.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to talk a little bit about what's going on down at the wastewater plant as far as the motor replacement project and controls. They did get down there last week and started wrecking things out and got some temporary services in, so they're well on their way with that project. Of course, it's a mess down there right now, but that's expected. Anticipate probably a couple more weeks and they should have those things up and running. And then we'll get some training, and I've been told by Mary Ellen, just by running 2 of those pumps over the weekend, looks like we've used about 15% less energy just over the weekend on those 2 pumps, so hopefully those will pay off for us in the long run. But we've also had another matter down there with the blower, and this same company that's tearing these things out, they have offered to help us remove that old blower, get it out of there. And we've got a company out of Florida, actually, I think they're a national company, but they have offered to give us $2,000 for that unit if we set it on their trailer. So,
What's it worth in scrap?
well, I don't know that yet.
We need to know that.
Well, we're gonna get it out there
How much do you
first.
know how much it weighs, Bill?
It weighs about
Approximately.
8,000 pounds total, so. But we'll concentrate on getting it out of there first so we can go ahead and.
It
move
still
forward.
is usable, right?
It's, yeah, for somebody that has a need for it.
Yeah,
So
right
it's-
application.
It's way oversized for what we need. It's not very energy efficient.
Are they gonna charge us to help set that thing out of there, is this? kind
No,
of
they're just gonna,
courtesy
they're
thing?
just gonna help us do it. They'll move it over to the opening, which is where we have the problems. We'll have our personnel, unhook everything, they'll pick it up, move it over and take it out and set it outside for us.
They're gonna bring the new blower down and we're gonna install the new blower.
Well, we will, but we haven't got quite that far yet.
You got a price?
$36,000 for the new blower.
But that's the wholesale price of that unit, right?
Right, that's what they said that they would
That's
sell
what
that to us
we're
for. I think the retail of that unit was, I'm thinking somewhere around $52,000.
Yeah.
Of course, they want to use it as a place to showcase that unit, so that's where we'll see the savings.
I agree with the mayor, Bill. I'd like to see what the scrap value is before we sell it, because I think you get more money out of it than scrap value.
That's possible. We don't have a commitment yet, other than they will take it if we set it on the truck. But,
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't
first
know.
things first, we just need to get it out of there, so. We kind of jumped on that opportunity while they were there to help us out. Water line on Third Street. We had 5 services out there that we needed to transfer over from the 10-inch main. We've got 4 of those done. The one that we haven't done is the home that no one lives in right now. So we're not really sure if they're going to, what they're gonna do with that home. So we're kind of waiting on that one. And what we're waiting on right now to make that project complete for the utilities is the contractor and his boring crew to come and push the 4-inch line on the west side of it, push it into the road. So we're kind of waiting on him, and I'm not so sure that he's got a firm answer when they're gonna do that. But just as soon as they do that, we'll reconnect that, and then we'll essentially be done with that project.
Is the fire hydrant or the test gonna be on the north side or the south side?
The fire hydrant?
Aren't you gonna put a hydrant there, or a place where you can,
Well, we're actually going to put a, what they call a flush hydrant. We've got hydrants out in that area, just not right on that one
will
little
that be
short.
on the south or the north?
It'll be on the north side, right there, just east of the hotel property. And we've already got one to the west of that, on that existing line, so fire protection out there is as good as we can make it. We just need to put a flush hydrant on the end of that line to make sure that we can flush that line if we need to. So that's where we're at with that project. And I guess really the only thing that I would like to talk about is, I think everybody, I'm pretty sure about everybody in Connersville is aware that I'm gonna be retiring sometime in the near future. And I need to get with this board, or we can talk about it now, or however you wanna handle it. But we need to make some preparations for personnel in the utilities department. Which direction we're gonna go, and who we're gonna replace, or just exactly what we're gonna do. And I'd certainly be willing to make some recommendations or help in any way I can, but I just need some direction from this board.
Well, I have talked to Bill about this. I've talked with David, and Bill tells me he's got I pretty much went through the union, and there's nobody in the utility that wants to move up to the second place in the utility. I even talked to Mary Ellen, like a Dutch uncle, she doesn't want to move. I was hoping somebody would come up. I think it's better, I think it makes a better relationship if we could add somebody come out of our own that works with these people, and I've been waiting for someone to step up. Nobody has agreed to do that. I've discussed it with John. Since we don't have a utility board, this is strictly a political appointment. Bill is the head of the utility. He'll have his resignation here probably at the next meeting, and I won't be here to accept it, so it won't be any good. You'll be in charge that day, Fran.
It won't be any good either with me, I mean.
Won't be any good with any of us.
No, sorry, Bill.
Sorry.
Well, I've tried that, guys. I've tried that, and he said, like it or not, I think it's the 24th August. Is that the date?
That's it.
He's walking away from it, but we're going to have a candidate, or I hope, for the positions by them. You're still working on it, right? You're still, and I've worked with the union. I don't think they're any different now today than they were then. If they haven't told me anything. I want somebody that's gonna be congenial and that's gonna be a smooth transfer. I don't want anything, I've seen this, when you take somebody from out of town, sometimes they know more, they think, and you get somebody in here and it just breaks up the whole thing. So I want to be very careful. I want to be sure that whoever we get here is a probationary period, and that's hard because when you got to have the credentials that the second person has to have, they don't want to quit their job and come here unless it's a good solid job. So I have a couple of plans in mind. I'd like to first satisfy myself that it's a good appointment, and then I'd like to go to the union and talk to them and see if they think it's a good appointment. Maybe that's not the right, and then I'll bring it to you guys to see if you think it's a good appointment.
Are you gonna allow anybody to review the resumes besides yourself?
Yeah, sure, you'd like to. I don't know that we'll have resumes. These people aren't out there begging for a job. I mean, these people with these credentials have good jobs, and they're not inclined to move unless there's something they really want to move.
That's fine. Just ask the question.
And then our pay scale is not probably as high as some in some cities, so we probably have to, get somebody that maybe is from a smaller town, or maybe, I don't know, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to keep that under the hat until we got a couple of people to talk about, but, so I don't quit on the 24th thing, so I don't know if she's gonna quit paying you, or, all right. He'll probably quit working then.
That's the plan. You know, I guess in our industry, there's a lot more jobs out there than there are personnel that's really qualified to fill them. So it's gonna be kinda hard to get somebody. We need to look at our salary ordinance and one clause that we've got in there that's pretty restrictive on new hires. I'm not so sure that that would be a real good thing to draw somebody here that's got the qualifications, but we've got a couple people in mind, and I'll see if I can arrange maybe an interview with a couple of them, and maybe with John, the mayor, myself, or whoever, and just see if we can find a candidate. And I'm like the mayor, I'd really like for somebody within to step up and do this job, but so far we've not. No one's really showed any interest in that. I mean, we can check the ranks again and see if anybody would be interested in doing it, but right now I have my doubts.
I remember way back, I think everybody's dead, so I can talk about this. The police chief brought in a person from out of town named Sadler, and I know he's dead. And for 6 months, it was nothing but chaos in this town. About had a strike over it, you remember it? Were you here then?
No, I wouldn't.
I go way back.
I know I'm old, I'm not that old.
Finally,
I used to hear rumors though.
Finally, the mayor had to just let him go, and they put Earl Chowning from the ranks, smoothed everything out, and we went down the road. But it was 6 months of horror because they brought someone in. And when you bring somebody in that's never worked with a group of guys that's got to work in the middle of the night and down in a ditch, and you got to know their personality, you got to know who they are and what they do, how they feel. And since it's my responsibility, I'm going to be very careful because I don't want the Sadler thing to happen here.
I don't blame you.
So we'll continue to work at that. And I know Dave's told me he's not going to run it by himself, but he may have to for a day or two until we get this settled, because we're going to have to look at it. So I need those people this week. I need to know who you're talking to.
I'll make some phone calls this afternoon.
Okay. But I'm not going to bring any of them to you until I'm satisfied it's going to be some sort of match.
Thank you.
Since it's my responsibility. And it's easy to make a mistake on a department head. So I don't know. Most of the time I take John and Julie and I get their gut feelings. Julie's pretty good about gut feelings. And I know you're going to say, he's good, because you want to go hunting.
I'm going hunting anyway.
Or she, we haven't.
Both of the people that I have in mind are both males.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see them before Friday if I could. We got a
Unfortunately,
busy
they live out of
weekend with the bicentennial, and then I'm aiming to fly for a little bit.
You're probably ready.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make those arrangements.
Thank you.
Other than
Anything
that,
else?
That's all I have.
Now, I have a question for Bill. It's involving claims, so he doesn't have to come back up here anymore. On all the work we did involved with utilities, with that spill up there, I see it on the claims. Are we getting reimbursed from that?
We will. I've got all of the hours that we have spent up there. What you're seeing on the claim is some materials that we purchased for changing the lines over, but that's going to be in the reimbursement as well.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm thinking to date that we're right around $8,000.
Every department earmarked everything they did on that spill is all down. Fire department, police department, utilities, if there's any other department, well, yeah, utilities. And we have talked with the insurance company. We don't want to hook the insurance company, we just want to be reimbursed for what we lost. We lost materials with the fire department, we lost some gear. First aid unit spent time out there keeping it safe, utilities spent a lot of time, but we will be reimbursed by the insurance company once we get this stuff.
I figured we would. I just wanted to raise the question to be sure.
We're being very, very careful to earmark its exact hours, time, and what it was for.
Thank you, Joe.
Did you have anything you wanted to bring up today? That's unusual. Fire chief, I see you sitting here, nothing. Would the utility union have anything they'd like to say today? Scotty? Did you come forth?
I better not.
You can be nice.
Thank you.
Mary Ellen, did you have anything you wanted to say today?
Nope.
Okay. Mary Ellen did inform me, she thought we were saving some money down there with these new motors. There's 3 to go in, aren't there?
Yes.
So the third one's being installed now?
2 are temporarily installed, they're not, now we're moving forward with wrecking it out to install them permanently. But over the weekend, it's like 15% savings, so.
That's great. Okay, I have a couple of things I need to talk to you about. On public forum, anybody here didn't get recognized today? We'll get that over. Old business, we have anything that you guys want to discuss today? Jane?
Nope.
Graham?
Don't believe so.
Old
I have-
business, Ronnie?
Wait. I have one issue. At the last meeting, I asked Julie to give me some figures in comparison.
She's gone for it.
Well, I'd like to talk about it. Is it okay? If it's not, I won't talk about it. Since we purchased this new compactor year to date, we've used almost 1,200 gallons more fuel, and it's cost us over $6,000. And I don't need that explanation here, but I would like for somebody to explain to me why we're spending more money on fuel when we were supposed to save money when we approved this compactor.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of excuses.
I don't expect you to.
Part of it is because it was a learning experience. The number 1 driver can pick up 1,000 cans a day. The number 2 and 3 driver can't do that because they don't have as much experience, so I have to use the other trash truck to pick up trash along with him when the number 1 driver's on vacation, and he gets 5-6 weeks vacation. He's been with us a long time. The other thing is, we've got a couple of hills and places, haulers, that we can't take the new truck, it's just too dangerous. Can't even take a snowplow up there. I'm talking up behind McCombs up there, we gotta be very careful what we do. We already rolled a snowplow up there. So I have to run a trash truck up there. We're also running yard waste, which we're running yard waste every Monday for the whole town. No other city does
Every
that.
other Monday.
First and third
Huh?
Mondays?
It's only
Every other
first and
Monday,
third.
excuse me. And we're running recycle every Thursday, and we're running the whole town. Now, what I intend to do is to go recycle every other week, and I think we can get by with that. That's what we intended to do when we bought the new truck. But altogether, it's a learning experience. And
It's the big trash thing every month.
And the heavy trash is every month now
yeah,
too, not
and
just
the
once a
heavy
year.
trash sounded like it was a great thing, but people started putting their couches out 15th.
I've got 3 up in my neighborhood, been there for a month.
We're not gonna do that anymore. I already told David that's out. We're gonna have 1 big trash week in the spring, just before Easter. We're not gonna do that again. That was a bad deal. Sounded good. But all people were doing is saving all their trash and putting them out the curb, and then we had to go up there with the big truck and pick them up. And there's couches all over town all the time, and mattresses. I don't see how 1 little house with 2 bedrooms could have 8 mattresses, but they did. We're gonna make it work, and give me 3 months, and we'll give you another report, and let's see where we are then, okay?
I'm not asking you for an answer, I'm just trying to understand it.
I am too.
Because that's a lot of money.
Well, of course, diesel fuel's a lot higher too, but you're going by gallons.
I'm going by gallon.
Gallons, yeah.
At today's
And I will
cost.
say this, the new truck burns more than the old trucks. I don't know why, but it does. Probably because that arm, I don't know, maybe it has to. idle
Starting and
faster.
stopping it all the time doesn't help it either. But that's okay. We'll wait 3 months and see what happens.
We'll try.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Chief, you have anything? You already said your piece.
No, I think that's about it.
Miscellaneous business. I got a couple of things. We have been notified by the street department, the first aid, park, and transfer. They have the ability to open up their contract once a year to do wages and benefits, and I have a notice here to do wages and benefits. I have set up dates for negotiations July 30, 10 a.m., 1:30, and 2:30. Now, Mr. Baker and I are about to have a resolution here. We're tired of doing these negotiations. and we need a member of the Board of Works and a member of the City Council to come in and work with us. As Bob Fox said, it'd be better if you were there, you would understand. So I'm looking for volunteers for the 30th to be here at 10 a.m., 1:30, and 2:30 to go over these contracts. They have a right to look at this, and we have to look at it. I'm looking for volunteers.
I volunteered for utilities, but you never invited me back, so
Well, you were hurting so bad in the back.
I
there.
appreciate
You
that,
missed the
Mayor.
meeting.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that out of you. Thank you.
And I know
God
how
bless
that
you.
is, because,
God bless you. You're getting a taste of pain.
and I picked it.
Everybody blame but yourself,
I know. But he's his own man. This board is their own people. I don't control it. Volunteers.
Are you looking for someone to do all 3 times on that one day, or?
I would like the
Different
same
people?
person to do all
Okay.
3 because they're all represented by the same union, and it'd be easy if they were in on all 3.
Okay, and the union's the one that asked for these reviews,
Yeah,
correct?
they have a right to do this each year.
Okay.
We meet at 10 a.m., streets, EMS at 1:30, and transfer at 2:30. You'll be in school then.
No, it's registration day, so I'm trying to work this out here, because I want to do it, but I need to.
Fran, you,
What day of the week is it?
It's
what day is the 30th, Melissa?
Wednesday? It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Mayor, if I'm able, I promise you, I will do it.
And I know, and I appreciate that, but I know a lot of times you just can't sit that long.
Well,
I'll be his backup if he can't make it.
Okay, Melissa, you got that.
thank you, Fran.
You're welcome.
He's gonna be
Hope
there,
your
and
back's
if he
good.
can't come, he's gonna be there.
Golly, I can't win today.
Gonna drive you.
In a wheelchair.
Okay, you got it?
I got it.
Now, tonight at the city council, I'm gonna ask the same thing. Mr. Baker, you gonna be there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you get paid for being there.
Right.
Do I get a medal or something?
We'll get a medal, all right.
See me after class, I'll give you a medal.
We get a badge or something we can wear.
I want to give you a little report on the bicentennial. The good Lord has really worked with us. Every time that we've had something, the clouds have parted. When we had the soapbox derby, they called from Rushville and they said, there's a terrible storm, we're without power over there. I called 911, I said, what are we to do? And she said, I'll call you if it looks like it's coming this way. It went that way, and it went to Franklin County, and there was a horseshoe. It missed us. We finished the soapbox, no problem. The same thing on almost every issue. We finished the laser light, 10 minutes later, down she came. The only thing we had to cancel were the 2 concerts and the pageant. We had to cancel that on that night. But so far, the Lord has parted the clouds, and we've done it. I want to think it's because the mayor lives right. I knew that you'd laugh.
I didn't see you out waving a sword or anything.
Okay.
I didn't, how you parted it.
Okay, but anyway, everything has been so well attended. Had to be 2,000 people downtown for the Vandals and the laser light. The Senator Coates did an excellent job at the Distinguished Dignitaries Luncheon. I thought you were there.
Very nice, yes.
Yeah. The opening ceremony went great. I haven't heard any gripe about anything. The church service was big and wonderful yesterday. I got home at 10 o'clock last night. We had the pageant. We were hoping the pageant would be 2 nights, but it will be shown on cable, right? Do you have those dates yet?
We're actually airing it right away on the website. You go to
Okay.
localtv3.com and it'll be on our YouTube channel. But we'll air it throughout the week as well.
The entire history of Connersville and basically Fayette County and how it related to national things is on there. It's really good. The music was great, the Easters yesterday. Silky, you're a connoisseur of programs. How was everything? You've taken it in.
Well,
If you're gonna gripe,
it's all been great there.
What a quitter.
that's why we have freedom of speech.
You're a diplomat.
I met with my department heads the Thursday before we started this, all of them. And here's what I told them. I said, now you may not agree with what's going on, You may be upset, you may be anything, but I want you to smile and just do everything nice for 10 days. When you get that over with, you can take your frustration out on me in 2 weeks. And they have done that. I've watched him so frustrated, but
What are you pointing your finger at me for?
because I watched you.
Mayor, I might add, the cancellation was my band, so.
No wonder you're.
So I must not be living right.
Well, you're opening a door.
You know, lightning
No
could,
objections?
lightning could strike through the ceiling here.
I tell you what, I'll be willing to counsel with you. I'll be willing to counsel with you.
If he does that, I'll pray for you.
Okay, enough fooling around. Let's have the claims,
You want utilities, water claims was
whichever you want.
$70,092.25.
That was water.
Yes, that's what I said. Sewer, $81,468.08. Stormwater was $10,766.35 for a total of $162,326.88.
I see the totes have arrived, the small ones, they've been delivered?
No, but they're in the process.
Okay.
One for the bicentennial, we probably out on the street with them.
What's the safe school route professional services that we paid?
We are doing a grant for safe school routes. Jane,
You know
It's
something
it's
about
our
his-
park.
Yes, it's a combination of
This is,
EDG, Fayette County Schools, and the city went together to apply for a grant for sidewalks, not just for schools, but for neighborhoods.
Oh,
It's
okay.
It's the grant application fee.
Okay.
If we could get that, it'd be a great thing.
And we've completed our blacktopping, have we?
No,
Oh, okay.
what happened was I wanted to get Grand Avenue blacktop, so they moved in here. We did Grand Avenue, we did 12th Street, and as soon as we get through about August, they're gonna move in here and finish all of our blacktopping.
Okay.
And I will say, we're going to get another, we're gonna get it this year. We're gonna get extra money this year. Well, I talked to the state and they said, well, Julie and I don't know. She does, but I
We
don't.
don't agree.
They have, the legislature this year passed a new agreement that we will get more of the sales tax, more of the road tax, more of the wheel tax. And we're designating, we know kind of what we're gonna get in 14 and 15. But I think we're gonna get extra money yet in 13.
I hope so.
And Martin agrees with me. I don't know where he's getting it, where I'm getting it from. Because we start getting it immediately, right after. In fact, we start getting it today. The law passed today. So I think we'll get some, I hope so, we'll be able to do more streets.
They've done an outstanding job on Grand,
Yeah, it's beautiful, we gotta get it lined. But we wanted that done because of the parade, and of course, I'd love to done 20th to 24th, but we're gonna tear it up right after the
Right.
parade, so.
Well, and it was $75,000 for Grand Avenue and 12th Street, but they had to be milled, so
Right.
that added to the expense. Okay. Total claims, 310, the amount of money, $231,107.53.
Any discussion on the claims?
No, I move we accept the claims as they have been submitted.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the claims as they were presented. And again, I want you folks to know that they get these claims 2 or 3 days, so they go over them and they call the clerk's office, so they know what they're talking about. It isn't that we just rubber stamp these claims, and believe me, they check them out. We'll have a roll call vote.
Jane Oakley?
Yes.
Fran Schall?
Yes.
Leonard Urban?
Yes.
Mike Bishop?
Yes.
Ron Coldiron?
Yes.
You have passed the claims unanimously, the claims can be paid. Do you have anything else, Julie?
No, I don't.
Didn't miss anything. John, did we get all the resolutions that you wanted down here?
Yeah, we're all until tonight.
Okay. All right. Anybody have anything out there? None appearing, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second adjourn, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, meeting adjourned.